Hey y'all, welcome back to Daydream Manor Flower Farm. I'm Dawn. I am in Zone 8B in South Louisiana. And today we're going to talk about dahlia tubers. All right, y'all, it's a beautiful day. We just swung the other way. Now it's like 82 degrees, I think. So I'm going to give y'all a quick update too. I'm not in the stem shed. Yay, hallelujah. Although now it is truly spring in South Louisiana because every bug that can fly is out. So I keep getting bombed by these little gnats. Look, there went one there. Or it's bees or wasps or dirt daubers. Also, it's snake season. Deathly afraid. I freeze, I can't find my words, so, and I have seen more this year than I have seen any other year out here, so, yeah, so, always vigilant. Anyway, y'all, slow and steady wins the race. Isn't that the saying? Then we're gonna win. All right, so let's do flower field update first. Beds 7 and 8, they are filled. They have the weed barrier, and Mr. Daydream has burnt all the holes. So now I can go get some of that stuff off my back porch and get it in to the flower field. If you saw one of my last videos, I think, or maybe it might have been an Instagram story. My back porch is just full, y'all. And it was just, I couldn't even maneuver in there. So just so happened I was working in the stem shed, and I don't even know what made me look behind this table that's been folded and put up against one of my built-ins in there. And I looked and I was like, what is that? Something silver. Y'all, it was two 3-shelf metal racks that I forgot I had. They were just tucked away somewhere. And so I was like, oh, no. So I grabbed those, put them together, put them on the back porch. So I was able to get rid of my janky TV trays that was holding some seedlings, the folding table. So it looks much better back there. That's what I'm trying to say, is it looks much better back there. So at least now they're on shelves. But what I noticed was that eucalyptus and the mountain mint that's been in those cell trays, it's time they get into a bed. So we're going to shift gears. Mr. Daydream is going to start, next box is going to be the perennial box, just so I can get those out, and then he'll get back on my annual bed. So, I mean, I feel like we're always like, oh, nope, now we got to switch gears and go do this, but I need to get those out of there. Y'all know I've been babying that eucalyptus for months now, so I don't want anything to happen to it. So I do need to get it into the perennial bed. Plus, where I keep my spearmint, where I've been growing my spearmint, it's just been in this brick circle on the side of my house. It was actually put there. We had a temporary pipe there that got capped off. We don't even use it. It's been there for the last 2 years. And Mr. Daydream is finally getting around, bless his heart, to get that taken care of. So he wants to remove that ring when he does. So I need to transplant some of that mint. I'm going to put that in the perennial box as well, because it comes back. I don't even mess with it. It just grows, y'all. Again, I'm only going to do a few sprigs because mint will take over the world if you let it. So I need to transplant some of that out. But and then I have a lot of vegetables back there that I've got to get into the ground. You know, I lost a lot of my tomato plants, almost all of my tomato plants in our last freeze. So I had a lot more damage than I thought I did. From my initial assessment, I didn't think I had that much, and then I lost probably all but a handful of my tomatoes. So I did start some of those over. But my squash, my cucumber, I've got cantaloupe, watermelon, peppers, both bell, jalapeno, banana. I got some corn. Well, the corn's already in the ground. I'm trying to think of what else is out there. I think I have a couple of things of lettuce. Anyway, all that needs to get into the ground as well. So I've got to work in between the flowers and the vegetables this week because in another week or so, I have a business trip that I'm going to go on. So that's going to take me off the farm for a little over a week, and I've got to get all of this lined out. So that's kind of what I'm working on this week, well, for the next few days, let me just say that's kind of where I'm concentrating at, is trying to get all the seedlings in. My other seedlings, my other seeds that I've started to a good space, so Mr. Daydream can just, all he's got to worry about is what's under grow light. So just trying to figure it out. I mean, it's life, right? It is balancing that full-time job and working here on the farm. So just trying to get it done. The other update, so I got two. Mr. Daydream got my cattle panels up over for my trellises, and I was able to go snag 2 more of those Peggy Martin climbing roses. I did that today, so I'm going to have those put out, because by year 2 or 3 they should be like just grown over that entire trellis, and I want it to look like it's just like dripping. Like, I want that trellis to look like it's just that archway, so like it's dripping down the archway. So I got really excited over that when I saw they had them again, and I ran. Y'all, that nursery was so crowded this morning. They actually had somebody like directing traffic. I mean, it was insane. So I got that taken care of, so I feel better. I got those two, but I still need to store my gourds and my loofahs so that they can get up on a panel. You know, it's just, I just keep on my calendar and I just keep marking it off. I mean, that's all I can really do. The other thing, so my ranunculus, I don't know if you could see them behind me. Y'all, I have not been happy with my ranunculus this year. They have just not looked good. They're not as big as they were last year. The stems feel a little weak to me. I don't know. They're not as tall. and I don't know what that's about. I've done a little bit of reading, and maybe somebody can tell me. I see some conflicting things that you shouldn't use your your ranunculus corms more than 2 seasons, 2 years. This is my 3rd year with them. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. I don't know. I'm just not real happy. But I will tell you what it also has done for me. Like, that usually is my first bouquet of my bouquet subscriptions. And I have sold out of my subscriptions. So what I had to do was I had to, I've got to communicate that to my customers. So I got my newsletter out. Usually I do a newsletter a quarter. And what I realized, I'm sorry, the pollen has been so bad here. Ugh. So it's like, it was a leaf. I don't know what it was. It's some other bug hitting me. I mean, okay. Anyway, oh God. All right, focus. Oh God, that just completely derailed my whole train of thought, y'all. Oh Jesus. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. Newsletter every quarter, but during my growth season, I do try to get one out once a month or once every other month. I try to do them a lot sooner, just so that my customers know what's happening on the farm. So I did send one out. There were a couple of things. That last freeze we had, again, just had more damage than I thought we did. Our initial assessment, I didn't think it was as bad as it was, but yeah, we lost quite a bit. Between that and then these ranunculus looking just ugh. So I had to send out my newsletter and just say, look, I'm hoping in 2 weeks we'll see some healthy growth on our other flowers. So hold on. And I'm really thankful. I think my customers trust me and know that I'm not going to do. I would rather have them wait than just give them some crappy flowers that die in a vase in 3 days, right? So just keeping up that line of communication, just something else to have to go do, but it's all part of running your own business, right? You got to build your brand. So anyway, then the last thing that I want to talk about are these dahlias. So the dahlias I bought, they're still in the bag. But I was trying to decide how I wanted to do these, and I found another flower farmer in Florida who does all of her dahlias in grow bags. And so their weather is like our weather. So our biggest concern here is the heat with the dahlias. So I knew I was going to have to do like a shade cloth. And at first I thought, okay, if I put them in grow bags out here by the raised beds, you know, do I do a shade cloth over, you know, by the raised beds? Yeah, I was thinking through everything. So we finally decided to go under this big tree, because this tree gets the morning sun on this side, and then by noonish, 1 o'clock, this is all shade. So instead of putting up a shade cloth, I'm going to do them under this tree, and I'm going to show you the setup. But I tell you what, let me move the camera, and I'm going to show y'all how I am doing these and just talk you through it. So hold please. Okay, these are 7-gallon grow bags. So I got these, I ordered them online, and I will definitely put a link down below. So what I have in these, I have garden soil and topsoil. Then I came back and I added in like a scoop of compost. And I'm just giving that like just a good mix in. Because here's the other thing. I want to make sure my soil is really good, because I need to see if this is going to work. Because y'all know I want to do that front field. I want to do my front field, a whole dahlia field if I can. I mean, if this works. It'll probably cost me a small fortune in grow bags, but I don't know. You know, I want to, what I thought about the other night is my model is slowly changing. About my subscriptions, and so I would love to be able to offer my first subscription be the tulips, which I ordered my tulips, but I stuck to 300 this year, like I said, and then the second one, ranunculus. Then my third one, because I do a four bouquet subscription. Then the third one would be the wildflowers. And I don't mean wildflowers, I mean my cut flowers. So the zinnias, the sunflowers, you know, all of those that I grow, my marigolds. And then that fourth subscription could be just dahlias. So that's kind of, I just keep thinking that's how it's going to end up. And I find myself gravitating more towards that. Y'all like my spoon? I don't know what happened to my little hand shovel. So, you know, I'm either using this or a pot. All is good. All right. So, this is just kind of mixed up. Oops, missed a bag. And, okay, here's the other thing. I did not count all of the tubers before. I didn't count my tubers before I ordered my bags. So, I don't know. I may not have enough bags, but we'll just order a few more. All right. So, after I've mixed the compost, the topsoil, and the garden soil, I am just going to add in a little bit of bone meal. So just be careful between bone meal and blood meal. Make sure you're getting the right one. I am saying bone, B-O-N-E. And I am just going to sprinkle a little bit in and give it another little stir. So I have never used bone meal, but when I was doing my research, everybody was like, oh, you need bone meal. Okay. So again, we'll see. I don't know. I should have looked to see if there was another alternative. I might have already had something I maybe could have used instead of having to go buy some bone meal. I don't know. I just know they told me not to get the blood meal. Make sure it said bone meal, because the it's a different makeup. So this is organic bone meal. All right, so I have that. And then I'm also going to, once I get my tuber in, which I don't have it over here, I'm also going to do, I'm just going to top them off with a little bit more soil. So, all right, I'm also going to add slow release fertilizer. just into each bag. This is what you're looking for, is the stem up here. That's going to go up. So I'm just going to dig me a little space in here. I'm going to set the tuber down so that that stem is facing upward. And then I'm going to cover. And then, like I said, I'm going to come back with some more soil and I'm going to cover on top of it. So these are Myrtle's Jollies. And I think I'm just going to label them. Just with these. And I'm just going to stick it in the bag. Myrtle's Jolly. And then I'm just going to stick it down in the bag that it belongs in. So the good part about these dahlias is you don't water them until they start to sprout. You start to see the sprout. So I'll be checking on these every day to see where we are. And then once they do sprout, I'll give them a good watering, and then I'll just pay attention and just make sure they don't dry out. So you also have to be careful that you don't over water them so that the tuber doesn't rot. So I do have these on landscape timbers. I'm gonna have to back you out to see that. So these are on the treated landscape timbers, the same timbers we're using to build the raised beds. All right, well, thank you for joining me out here in the flower field. I am gonna go finish up these dahlias and then get in the field and start putting in seedlings. So enjoy the rest of your day, my friends, and we'll chat again soon.